right when he declared, and we were talking about the combine. So this was before the combine. I said, listen, Anthony Richardson is going to go to the combine. He's going to measure 6'4" taller. He's going to run sub 4.4. He's going to throw the ball 80 yards, and he's going to go do a backflip at 6'4", 240 pounds, and somebody's going to fall in love with him. And I'll be damned, go back and watch the combine highlights. That exact thing happened, and the Colts forgot about what they saw on film because there's nothing he did in Florida consistently that said he should have been a top 10 pick. But when you take him that high, the expectations come along with that. The fan base does not have patience. They're expecting an immediate fix. They're thinking this is C.J. Stroud. This is Jaden Daniels. Like, they're expecting these rookies that are drafted high to come in and just be great right off the bat. He's been injured throughout Indianapolis. Go back and look at his Florida career. Injured. Half the time he was in Florida. Like, so all of these things were predictable because that's what the film showed. So he was overdrafted, and because of that, he's reaping the consequences now. It seemed good on draft day, but now he's seeing the other side of being drafted that high.
He is the ultimate byproduct of the absurd draft coverage. Yeah, right. I mean, right, because the combine's been around forever, back to Mike Mamula, right? Like, we've always gotten excited about somebody in shorts, but now more than ever with social media, with the wall-to-wall coverage, with everybody armchair GM-ing this thing, it's easy. I've fallen victim to it. We all have. Just sit there, pull up a highlight clip, pull up a full game of Anthony Richardson and get jacked up, get excited. Oh my God. Take this athlete with that coach and this offense. I mean, Shane Steichen, you just mentioned it with Jalen Hurts. Like, it made so much sense, but I guess that's why you really got to investigate and scout and grill these guys and be self-critical. Because if he doesn't win the job, Sean, like if Anthony Richardson doesn't beat out Daniel Jones in training camp, how do Chris Ballard, Shane Steichen, how does anybody in that building justify their existence beyond this year?
And Anthony hadn't helped us, and he hadn't helped himself. Remember last year he pulled himself out the game. Somebody was tired. Like, again, when you're drafted that high, entitlement comes with that draft selection. If you look at the Florida film, Anthony Richardson is the exact quarterback he showed on film. And here's where evaluators get in trouble when it comes to this position. They look at the great things a guy does, or they look at the worst thing a guy does. I look at what a guy does most of the time. I don't fall in love with the ceiling. I don't fall out of love with the floor. I want most of the time when he's playing quarterback, what is it? And Anthony Richardson, most of the time he played quarterback when he was available, was a great athlete that is very inaccurate throwing the football. That's what he was in Florida.
That's what he is. Sorry, go ahead.
Jalen Hurts is a little different because of the amount of football Jalen played in college. Anthony didn't play a lot of football. Jalen kind of got to work through his problems in a high-pressure cooker situation at Alabama and then in a high-pressure cooker situation in Oklahoma. Like, so you've seen him in high-pressure situations figure it out. And I still think Jalen Hurts is a work in progress.
Which I want to get your perspective on that. But you're right, in terms of college experience and work ethic, everything you hear about Jalen Hurts, I can't envision him tapping out of a game for a play. I mean, when you played, Sean, did anybody do that at the quarterback position? Like, I've never heard of that. No.
But when nobody around you teaches you or holds you accountable, and this is what I mean, if nobody around you has been through it and can teach you, lead you, okay, this is what you're about to walk into. In my opinion, like if I knew Anthony Richardson, I would have said, hey, man, look, let's get on our knees and pray because you shouldn't have been drafted that high. And when you get to the city and you walk in a room, because of your physical stature, people are going to anoint you. But we got a lot of work to do, big dog. Like, we got to create some muscle memory that will allow us to sustain effective quarterback play in chaotic situations, and he doesn't have that. He's never been trained to be fundamentally sound. He's never been held accountable with making quick decisions and throwing the ball accurately. He's one of those guys that will make a 40-yard run, that probably only a couple guys on the planet can make, but then throw the ball in the dirt to a wide open running back in the flat. And nobody's ever held him accountable for that. Like, he's a guy, the dig route is open. And if he throws it accurately on time, it's a touchdown. But the guy has to jump up and catch a ball that's behind him. And nobody's held him accountable. And so now you get to an NFL team and they got expectations and you're not ready for the accountability that comes with that spotlight. You know, now what happens? Now people are saying, you suck. The same people that said, you're going to be the next great one. Okay, we got our next Peyton Manning, our next Andrew Luck. When in reality, his eval is not even close to those two guys.